By 2 a.m., with nowhere to hide, she crouched beside a closed kiosk, using her wrapper as a blanket. The ground was cold, mosquitoes feasted on her skin, but she refused to cry. "I won't break," she whispered into the darkness. But inside, she was cracking. At dawn, the city stirred awake. People swept streets. Market women set up stalls. Veronica stood, wiped her face at a leaking pipe, and forced herself forward. That morning, she began knocking on door shops, kiosks, anywhere that looked like it needed help. "Please, ma. I'm looking for work. I can clean, sweep, anything." Most ignored her. Some men sneered, suggesting favors she'd need to offer before they'd help. A boutique owner even locked the door behind her, his intentions clear. Veronica fled before his words finished. By evening, her legs were swollen, her throat burned. She sat under a bridge, surrounded by beggars, street kids, and women nursing babies. The stench was unbearable. Rats scurried nearby. Yet, Veronica curled up in a corner, whispering to herself, "I will survive this. I will make Papa proud. No matter what." The nights were the worst. Police came, shouting at them to clear out. "You want, turn bridge to bedroom." They'd yell, swinging batons. Veronica would grab her wrapper and bucket, running into the shadows. Rain came suddenly, drenching everything. She'd huddle under abandoned tables, hugging her knees, shivering. But even as her spirit wore thin, she held on to her vow. "I won't sell myself." One morning, after 4 days under the bridge, Veronica realized that nobody was coming to rescue her. Hope, she decided, was a luxury she could no longer afford. Her once glowing skin had dulled under layers of dust. Hunger hollowed her cheeks. But her resolve remained. She noticed a group of girls her age, balancing buckets of chilled sachet water, weaving through traffic, shouting, "Pure water, 50 naira. Cold water." A sharp-tongued girl named Chinny noticed Veronica lingering. "You day look, you want sell, or you want beg?" Chinny asked, arms folded. "I want to sell," Veronica replied, her voice soft but steady. "You get money to buy water." Veronica shook her head. Chin hissed and was about to turn away when an old woman selling roasted plantain nearby spoke up. "Give her a chance. If she no return your money, curse her." Reluctantly, Chinwei handed Veronica a small bowl filled with sachets. "If you sell finish, bring back 800 naira. The rest is yours. Spoil my water, and you go see madness." Veronica nodded, lifting the bowl onto her head. The moment she stepped into the busy road, her heart pounded. Cars honked, conductors cursed. The city didn't care that she was desperate, but she pushed through. "Cold water. 50 naira, she shouted, weaving through the madness. Some drivers laughed, others ignored her. A few made crude comments. But Veronica didn't stop. She wasn't begging. She was earning. By night, she'd barely made enough to eat, but her dignity remained untouched. It was a scorching afternoon, the kind that baked the tar until it steamed. Veronica's throat was dry, her shoulders ached from balancing the bucket of sachet water. She weaved through the endless line of cars trapped in traffic, shouting, "Pure water, cold water, 50 naira." She hadn't eaten since the night before. Her stomach twisted painfully, but she ignored it. Every sachet sold was a step closer to feeding herself. Suddenly, a sharp cramp hit her lower belly. She stopped in her tracks, clutching her stomach. She needed to relieve herself urgently. But where? There were no public restrooms in sight. And even if there were, she had no money to pay. Her eyes darted around, searching, then she bushy patch of land behind the highway. a forgotten place covered in weeds and litter. She tightened her grip on the bucket and made her way there quickly, praying no one would notice. The stench of decaying garbage filled her nose as she crouched behind a thick bush. Just as she finished adjusting her wrapper, she froze. A voice, faint, broken. "Help please. Somebody help me." Her heart raced. She turned her head slowly toward the sound. The voice came again, weaker this time. "Please, don't let me die." Fear prickled her skin. Was this a setup? A trap? But curiosity pushed her feet forward. She tiptoed through the undergrowth, each step making her heart pound louder. Then, she saw him. Lying behind a pile of old tires was a man in a blood-soaked suit. His white shirt was ripped, stained with dark patches. His hands were tied behind his back, his legs bound, his face swollen and battered. A deep gash on his forehead oozed blood. His chest rose and fell in shallow, labored breaths. Veronica gasped. The man's eyes fluttered open. When he saw her, he whispered, with all the strength he had left, "Please, don't let me die." And then, he went still. Veronica stood frozen, panic swirling in her head. Who was this man? Why was he here? Should she run? But something deep within her stirred a force stronger than fear. She couldn't leave him. Not like this. Dropping her bucket, Veronica knelt beside him. He was heavy, far too heavy for her slim frame. But desperation lends strength. Inch by inch, she dragged his limp body through the bushes, her feet sliding, arms straining, until they reached the edge of the road. Cars sped by, indifferent. She waved frantically, shouting, "Please, help us. Please." Drivers honked, swerved, but none stopped. Minutes felt like hours then. As if from heaven, an old taxi screeched to a halt. "Nah, weddin', be this." The driver shouted through the window. "Please sir, I beg you. He's dying. Help me take him to the hospital." The driver eyed the unconscious man warily. "Hope you go pay me." "Oh, I will, I swear. Just help us, please." With much struggle, Veronica and the driver managed to lift the man into the back seat. Veronica climbed in beside him, holding his bloodied hand, whispering, "Don't die, sir. Please stay alive." At the hospital gate, the driver demanded 1,500 naira. Veronica opened her pouch. All she had was 1,100 naira, the entire day's earnings. "Please sir, this is everything. Help us." The driver cursed under his breath, but took the money and sped off. Inside the emergency ward, the nurses barely glanced up. "Is he your relative?" one asked. "No. But he's dying. Please help him. Where is the deposit?" Veronica's heart sank. "I don't have any more money. But he needs help, please." The nurse shrugged. "No deposit, no treatment." Veronica's knees hit the cold floor. She pleaded, her voice cracking, "Please don't let him die. He was left to die in the bush. He has no one." After long minutes of her begging, a doctor appeared, pushing past the nurses. "What's going on here?" The nurse explained the situation bluntly. The doctor checked the man's pulse and shouted, "We need to stabilize him now. Get him inside." "But sir," the nurse said hesitantly, "we need blood. His type is O positive. Our bank is empty." "I'll give him mine," Veronica said, standing up. Everyone turned to stare. "You sure, girl?" "Yes, take it." Minutes later, Veronica sat in a chair, a needle in her arm. Her blood drained slowly into a bag. She felt lightheaded, her vision blurred, but she didn't care. "If this is my purpose, Lord, I accept it," she whispered. When it was over, she staggered to a bench in the hallway. Her body was weak, her eyelids heavy, The world around her spun. Then darkness swallowed her. She collapsed onto the floor with a soft thud. "Madam, madam!" a nurse shouted, rushing to her side. "She's fainted. She hasn't eaten in days." The doctor barked. "Get her glucose, now." As the medical team scrambled to revive Veronica, inside the emergency room, the man she had saved began to stir. His eyelids flickered. His chest heaved. Slowly, consciousness returned. Veronica's body lay limp on the cold hospital floor. Nurses rushed to her side, a glucose strip in hand. Slowly, her eyes fluttered open. The spinning lights above her ceiling blurred, but she heard the nurse's soft voice. "You're safe now, my dear. You'll be all right." As the glucose worked its way through her veins, strength trickled back into her frail body. She tried to sit up, but was gently held down. "Rest. You've done enough." In the emergency room, the man she had rescued stirred, fully awake. His eyes, though swollen, scanned the room in confusion. Where am I?" "You're in the hospital, sir. You were found unconscious and brought here by a young woman," the doctor explained. "A woman," he whispered. His mind tried to piece together fragments of what had happened. The gunman, the betrayal, being left to die. And then a young woman's face, flashed in his memory. Later that afternoon, as Veronica rested on a bed in the general ward, 2 men in black suits entered the room. Behind them walked an older man, his arm wrapped in bandages, his face still bruised but his presence powerful. He was the man from the bush. Veronica sat up slowly, confused. "You're the girl who saved me," the man said, his voice calm yet filled with emotion. Veronica looked down, shy and unsure of what to say. The man approached her bed and extended his hand. "My name is Chief Emeka Onwoody. You saved my life." Veronica's eyes widened. She had heard that name before. A business tycoon. A billionaire. I just did what anyone would do, sir," she stammered. "No, Chief Emeka," replied firmly. "Not everyone would risk their life for a stranger. You did." He sat beside her. "I've been betrayed by people I trusted with millions. But today, a girl with nothing gave me everything." Tears welled in Veronica's eyes. Chief Emeka turned to his men. "Make sure her bills are paid, and get her proper clothes." "But sir, I don't want charity," Veronica whispered, her pride flickering. "Chief." Emeka smiled. "This is not charity, my dear. This is gratitude. And more importantly, this is a beginning. This is a beginning." That evening, Veronica was moved to a private ward. For the first time in days, she ate a full meal. She slept on a clean bed, her body recovering. But what warmed her most wasn't the comfort, it was the spark of hope rekindled in her heart. The next morning, Chief Emeka's men arrived with fresh clothes and shoes. They also brought a phone. Not a fancy one, but a new start. Veronica was overwhelmed, unsure how to react. "You'll be working with me now," Chief Emeka told her when they met again. "You've proven to me that loyalty and kindness are priceless, and that's exactly what I need in my company." Veronica couldn't believe her ears. "Sir, I don't have certificates. I didn't finish school." Chief Emeka chuckled. "Certificates don't teach heart. You've already passed the hardest test." Weeks passed. Veronica now lived in a small but comfortable apartment, arranged by Chief Emeka's team. Every morning, she was picked up by a company car and taken to his office. She started with simple tasks: running errands, organizing files, answering phones. But Veronica's dedication stood out. She arrived before anyone else, stayed later than most. She listened, learned, observed. Slowly, the staff began to notice her. She wasn't just another village girl. She was determined, sharp, and kind. One day, Chief Emeka called her into his office. "I want you to shadow my personal assistant. Learn everything. Soon you'll take over that role." Veronica's jaw dropped. "Sir, I'm not sure if I'm qualified." Chief Emeka smiled. "Remember when you dragged a dying man through the bush? You're more than qualified." As months passed, Veronica flourished. She learned about business meetings, contracts, negotiations. She attended charity events, representing the company with grace. The once timid girl who hawked water on the streets was now the right hand of one of Nigeria's most powerful businessmen. But Veronica never forgot her roots. With her first big paycheck, she traveled back to Oji River. The village gathered, astonished at the transformed young woman. She had not only returned, but she returned greater than she left, just as her father had prayed. She hugged her mother tightly, tears of joy flowing freely. She rushed into her father's room, finding him frailer but still alive. "Papa, your daughter has come home." Through weak tears, Panamdi whispered, "You made me proud, my child." Veronica arranged for his treatment immediately. She also funded a new health center in the village, ensuring no family would ever feel as helpless as hers did. But Lagos wasn't done with Veronica yet. Her story began to spread. A village girl who refused to sell her dignity. A girl who saved a billionaire's life and rose from the streets through sheer courage. Media outlets wanted interviews. Young girls saw her as a symbol of hope. Chief Emeka, now fully recovered, stood by her side as she launched a foundation, one dedicated to rescuing and empowering vulnerable girls. Veronica became more than a survivor. She became a beacon, and through it all, she held on to the words her father spoke that night. "May you never be disgraced. May the city favor you. May you return greater than you went."